All right, let's just get right into it. For your entire life, you've been eating this fruit completely wrong. In fact, you don't even really know what it is. Today, we're going to take everything you thought you knew about the pomegranate and just blow it up.
Seriously? You think you know it. You see it at the store, you toss it in your salad, maybe you drink the juice. But what you think is just a simple, healthy snack is actually one of the most bizarre and misunderstood objects in the entire natural world. And here's the first bombshell. A pomegranate isn't one fruit. Nope. Botanically speaking, every single one of those little red juicy bulbs, the arils, is its own individual fruit. So when you hold one in your hand, you're actually holding a cluster of over 1,000 separate fruits, all packed together. Which is, kind of insane.
But the story gets so much stranger. This collection of tiny little fruits didn't just inspire some healthy recipes. It directly inspired a piece of military hardware.
And it all comes down to this linguistic glitch. The original Latin word for the fruit is granatus, which just means filled with grain. Well, early weapon designers saw this connection and they just ran with it. The fruit was filled with grains of seeds, their new weapon would be filled with grains of gunpowder. The hand grenade was literally named and modeled after the pomegranate.
And get this, it wasn't just a visual similarity. Nature itself gave the pomegranate an explosive design, making that comparison to a grenade, well, eerily accurate.
You see, if you leave a pomegranate on the tree for too long, a pretty wild process kicks off. The hundreds of individual fruits inside just swell up with juice, building up this tremendous internal pressure. And eventually, the outer skin just can't take it anymore, and pop! The fruit literally explodes on the branch, scattering its seeds everywhere. It's a biological detonation.
So let me ask you, if you knew a fruit was basically a slow-motion natural bomb designed to burst, would you still be so quick to toss it in your salad? It's a strange thought, isn't it?
But let's pivot from its role as a weapon's blueprint to its incredible history as a protector of human health. This isn't just some novelty, this is a piece of living history.
And you have to understand, our obsession with this fruit is ancient. We're talking about humans cultivating pomegranates over 6,000 years ago in the mountain valleys between Iran and Turkmenistan. That makes it one of the oldest domesticated foods on the entire planet.
And for good reason. It's not just food, it's a biological shield. For millennia, it was prized for its nutritional value, acting as a kind of energy bank. And this brilliantly illustrates its modern power. Cutting-edge research now suggests that compounds in pomegranates actively help the body fight prostate cancer. It's a medical defense system you can actually eat.
And after all of that, the bizarre biology, the military connection, the 6,000 years of history, the story takes a heartbreaking turn. A modern glitch is threatening to erase it all.
The story leads us to Turkmenistan, near where pomegranates were first cultivated, to a place called the Garagala Experimental Station. Back in the 1930s, this became the holy grail for the fruit, a living library of its entire genetic history. Scientists gathered over 1,000 unique, distinct varieties of pomegranate trees there. Now think about that. Not 1,000 trees, but 1,000 different types of pomegranate. It is, or was, the most diverse collection on Earth.
And here is the gut punch. That entire, irreplaceable collection is being actively destroyed, wiped right off the map. And why? Not for some grand purpose. It's being plowed under because of a combination of political eccentricity and a simple lack of funding. 6,000 years of genetic history, the culmination of our ancient relationship with this fruit, is being bulldozed to plant temporary crops like tomatoes and cucumbers.
And to make matters worse, the original ancestor, the genetic reset button for the entire species, exists in only one place, the last wild pomegranate forest on Earth, also in the Kopeta Mountains, and it is on the brink of extinction.
So let's just recap this insane journey. We have a fruit that's actually a bundle of 1,000 smaller fruits. Its explosive biology served as the direct blueprint for the hand grenade, and we've been cultivating it as a superfood and a medical shield for 6 millennia. Only for us to stand by while its entire living library, its genetic history, is casually plowed into the dirt for a season of common vegetables.
So you have a biological grenade, a 6,000-year-old medical marvel, a literal symbol of life and prosperity across human history, all being erased for tomatoes. When you really stop and think about that, now that's absolutely wild.